He is.
All right, right?
Yeah. That's why that thing says live almost. Yeah.
So it is Wednesday night, and maybe you've had a long day at work. Maybe you were off today, like Dave. But I bet you right now you're sitting there thinking to yourself, how the last couple days been? Anything happen with Splatoon? I can't even think right now.
What? What is happening? John, the show hasn't even started yet.
But you also might be wondering, did Dave play an old game? And why is he reaching out to the Living Room Clutter fans? But most importantly, you want to know, can Dave spell barista? And can he even pronounce it properly?
Welcome to Forget Being Cool, episode 23 for July 26, 2017. I'm your host, although I wouldn't be a host of this show without my main man, my man on the internet, Johnny _yo-yo casino.
So I want to make sure everyone realizes just how raw this show is, right? Like, one, this show is just us having the conversations we'd be having anyway. And I think our inflection changes minimally.
Yeah.
Right. I think when we are talking, we talk like we're on the show at all times.
Oh, no, 100% all the time.
Right. But also, when my brain turns to mush in the intro, we just let it roll.
Yeah.
We don't edit that.
No, like a real professional production, like 2UP or something, you know, guys who have budgets and money and corporate investors to respond to would say, John, take that back. Let's do that again. No way are we going to do that. No, we don't rewind. We don't redo.
We're not kind. We don't rewind.
We just hit the buttons and we just play the music and we do the show.
Yeah, because our corporate sponsors don't care.
Right. This show's part of the Dacespace Podcast Network. The opinions expressed on this show reflect only the individual hosts who say them, and not with Dacespace Studios or any of its affiliates.
Yeah, except for the fact that you are Dacespace Studios, and these are your opinions, so they kind of do reflect the opinions of Dacespace Studios.
Yeah, it's a limited liability company, corporation, whatever.
No, we are fully liable for what we say here.
Yeah, that's kind of part of the concern at this moment. So
that's the concern.
If you would like to prevent us from being liable for the idiocracy and stupid decisions that we make here, please support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Dacespace.
Okay, so here's the question. Here's the question, Dave.
Yes.
How do you say the word barista?
I say barista.
Okay.
So with a BER, like a burr. I've been thinking about this a lot. I don't know if people have been listening. I don't pimp this show a lot. Character Crunch, hi guys. Listeners of Character Crunch, all 300 of you that listen to that show, supposedly. I say barista.
Yeah, and I think that's, I mean, I'm sure that's regional, right?
Okay.
But your fellow co-hosts over there, like, really put that emphasis on the bar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, could you spell it?
No, I couldn't. I can't spell it. I am not a person. I am not a person who's good for spelling things, especially aloud, without paper or pencils.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I gotta like write it down like 6 times and then like look at all 6 different variations of which I wrote it and then determine how I would spell it. Because that's the only way I can spell things.
You know what makes me really mad?
What?
When you type something in on your phone or on the computer and you misspell it so badly that it doesn't get picked up by autocorrect or by Siri or by Google or by whatever, or, you know, whatever. It just does not get picked up.
It just assumes that you were just so wrong.
Yeah.
It's like when I use the V key as a space, because I don't know why my hands do this, where I like type things. I've done this to you 1,000 times, John.
Yeah. Where you just slip and hit the V. I do that when I try to hit N or B. I'll hit the space on accident.
Yeah, see, I do the opposite. When I try to hit the space, I send you a B or a C or a V. in the spaces in which there should be spaces. So then I send you like this like one ridiculously really long word as a message. I do this to you all. I do this to everybody. And it's the worst.
So Ben, my co-host over there, Ben, is actually watching live, and he reminded me of something. Speaking of baristas, I don't know if you know about this. All right.
Okay, so how do you say it?
Barista. I think I'm closer to you, but maybe in between the two of you.
So it's not barista.
No, I don't think so. I think it's more like a B-O-ish type sound.
Okay. That I'll accept.
But not barista, like with the A stretched out so much, but it's like barista.
Now, for somebody who went back and listened to this show recently, what did he say before we got into this debate? Because he said something that was freaking crazy, which is why I brought it up. He said,
I don't remember.
Barasta or something like stupid.
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
Like, what are you saying, Jeff, right now? All right.
So, but I got to tell you about this thing that Ben is reminding me of here. So in Washington, and I don't know if it's all in Washington, but in parts of Seattle and in the surrounding areas of Seattle, there's all these little drive-through coffee shops. And I'm talking like they're the size of the room I'm sitting in, maybe like a little small thing with a drive-through window, and that's it. Like you drive, no, not even like a microphone. Like you drive up, you order it.
So now, basically, like a Rally's.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, got it. Moving on.
But it's just a little tiny thing that all they do is make coffee, right? Mm-hmm. And there's some controversy with some of these. Like one of them was like a bikini barista place, and they actually put webcams up, and you could go to their website and watch what was happening inside. Now, the upside to this, right? Like logically, the upside to this was that
is it the creepy people are sitting at home watching them and not coming in and being creepy at the store?
No, well, I mean, maybe, but like it shows that nothing illegal is going on because you can see everything that's happening. Right. Okay. You can tell there's something else happening. Right. But there were people protesting this. And the funny thing, and I have nothing against girls that are larger than average. But if you looked at every single woman that was in that crowd, these were not women that ever put on bikinis. And these were the people that were like protesting this. And I found that pretty funny. Now, the second thing is they have these other ones, and they are like, where the car drives by would be like on the road side of the building, right? So the building, small bit of a parking lot, and that's where like the car drives by, right? If you see these ones that have like a lattice up, you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Like the little wooden thing that vines grow up, right? It had like that up between the road and where the car goes by. You know that is a bikini place, because that way you can't see the women when drive by, but you can see them. And I'm this is going to sound like a lie, but I've never actually driven through any of these, bikini or otherwise, right?
Okay.
There weren't any between my house and the boat when I was on the submarine. But they had those. And then like on Wednesday, they had Pasties Wednesday, where they would not wear tops, apparently, and they would just wear like pasties. And so this was like a huge thing. And so you knew it was Pasties Wednesday or whatever, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever, Tuesday, whatever day it was, right? Because that was the day when more guys were coming to the boat, bringing in coffee for people. So like, because if you lived on the other side of town, you would drive past this place to get down to where the base was. So that was an unexpected part of the conversation. But yeah, Ben reminded me.
I have nothing. I can't even think of a place even remotely similar to that here. I mean, nobody. They have the like the lingerie night at the bar. That's about the closest thing that you can get to that here.
Yeah,
but no drive-through bikini parties. Do they wash cars too? Because that sounds fun.
No, but they should. On that note, there was a classic rock station in Houston for a while, and for a money raiser, they did a nude car wash.
What?
And yeah, and it was
away with that.
Well, they had it in a location where they could monitor who was coming in and out, make sure you were of age, stuff like that, right? And it was in a parking lot behind a building. Well, it turns out my dad worked in the building next to this building. And apparently you could just like see down there from like up in the building where he was working.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So
that was the best day he ever worked.
Maybe. I mean, he was single at the time. I think he was. I don't remember when this was. I was in school, so just
don't tell your mom to listen to this show.
Oh, they've been divorced well since then. Like they separated when I was 2, right? This was when I was like in high school or something.
All right.
But onto a less dirty topic here. So my dreams of having a better office with a better computer are getting closer and closer.
I'm excited for you.
So I contacted my stepdad's friend who's like a master carpenter, whatever. He can do anything. Like if there's a job that needs to be done, this dude can do it. And he does it like immaculately. Contacted him. He might be coming over tomorrow to take a look at what we need to buy for the doorways. And we sold the kitchen table, the dining room table. We sold that yesterday for more money than I expected. And we're going to sell our elliptical. I started pricing out computers.
Did you find one?
I found a bunch of them. I need to go up to the store this weekend, I think, and look around. Because there's a store I told you about at Fry's, and it's got all these different things, like all the parts. I could build one from scratch in that store if I wanted to.
Like Micro Center. We have Micro Center. We don't have Fry's.
But I'm thinking that I'm probably going to buy one pre-built because it doesn't seem to be saving me any money. Like there seems to be enough of them out there that are what I'm looking for, and actually more than what I need. Does
Fry's do what Micro Center will do? Does Fry's do what Micro Center does, where they have basically pre-built machines that are like basically they're hand built, but they're like built to the specs, and you just buy them like they're already built, but they're hand built.
I think they do.
They're easy to take apart and stuff.
Yeah, or I can go up there with one of the employees guys and be like, "Hey, this is what I'm looking for," and they can help me get it, and they will build it for me. Like that's also an option if it's cheaper to do it that way.
Okay. So you've got options. You'll be good.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to try to go with Ben this weekend. He lives right next to it, so I think I'm going to go over there, walk around it with Ben. But I was talking with Bobby Pauls today and asking him some questions about his setup. And I'm going to need like a computer monitor and then another either computer monitor or a small flat screen TV and have both of them. So that, because I plan on, I mean, at this point, if I'm playing games in the middle of the day when everyone's gone, I might as well stream it and have it go to, have it get saved to YouTube or something. I mean, why not, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. Hopefully it works out. I don't know if my wife realizes how soon I plan on trying to buy a computer, but yeah, the stuff we're selling will basically cover it.
After remodeling the whole room.
No, the remodeling the room, I mean, which is literally putting doors on. That's just going to be, hey, this is something we want to do, right? Take it out of savings or whatever. You want to hear about a tweet I read today?
Tell me all about it while my internet falls apart.
Okay, yeah, you're getting a little choppy, not too bad. So everyone knows the Super Nintendo Classic pre-orders all got canceled, right?
Every single one of them. Hi guys, I said don't trust Walmart.
Hey, but did it hurt me to do it? No. But had it worked, I would have been set. Had it not worked, I'm just in the same place I was before.
Did they pre-charge you like Best Buy and then not charge you and then take their money back because that's what they do?
Yes. So like I verified before I even knew that the thing was canceled that my money had not been taken. Like it was taken. Yeah, well, yeah, I know, and but there's reasons, and I actually talked to Best Buy about this, and the reason is that there are people out there that don't want their money kept in holding, and that's what it is when you pay for something but haven't gotten it. That's why they make sure you can pay for it. They give you your money back, or they cancel the money, and then they charge you right before it comes out.
Or they could just take my money, or they could just not charge me until the thing ships like Amazon.
Yes, all these things are possible. That's the way it works.
And then when my card gets denied, then you don't ship it out. Instead of taking my money, making me think that I'm all good and in the clear, and then not sending me an email.
Yeah, I know. It sucks.
Hi, Best. I had to buy
Bayonetta. Here's the deal. I understand why you did not think about this and why you kind of got screwed out of it.
Yes, and there's more pieces to this story than anybody on the internet's ever going to realize. But
let's go to a happier thing here.
All right. The point is I bought Bayonetta for $30 and I'm just going to accept it.
Yeah. So also recently, ThinkGeek and GameStop, which is one company, was selling the NES Classic as a bundle with some other stuff. Right. Now, granted, like I didn't think the bundles were bad.
I didn't even look, but I have one. So
the stuff they had bundled with was like an extra controller. One of them came with like the Zelda Monopoly game, which I would love to have. I mean, it came with stuff worth its value, and there was options. Luke Lore, who, if you are someone who looks at Twitter and likes to read stuff on Twitter, you should follow Luke Lore, right? He's at MLS Reserves. All right. He tweets a lot, and it's all usually either entertaining or pretty intelligent stuff. But he puts out there today, curious how many SNES classics ThinkGeek and GameStop will hold back to sell in a more expensive bundle later. That's what he puts out.
Yep.
A little while later, GameStop responds. The official GameStop Twitter account responds, "Don't worry, all of them." I saw that. And
I'm gonna die. GameStop has a sense of humor. Oh my god.
Yeah,
GameStop earns like 1,000 extra points right now.
Yeah, I saw that and I thought that was absolutely amazing.
That is incredible. That's amazing. I love you, GameStop. Yeah. You've earned major pro points. That's a pro bonus. I'm gonna give you a pro day.
Yeah. What is wrong with you?
I don't know. Can you hear me over the internet lag?
No, I can. Do you have anything? What else you want to talk about before the music?
Before the music?
Yeah.
So John, there's a new podcast out. I don't know if you've heard about this.
No.
Have you heard about this? About this?
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, there's a new podcast company. It's called 2UP. Have you heard about 2UP?
No.
They're being an experimental podcast company. This is relevant to us as creators, right? And they decided, John, that they're going to take the podcast formula and create a musical that's in podcast form. Do you know about this?
No. You keep asking.
John,
the answer is continuously no.
So, John, do you know about the 36 questions? Do you know what that is?
No.
The 30 science experiment that was run in like the early 70s or 50s, somewhere around there, to see if two people who've never met each other could be put in a room and go through these 36 questions and then stare into each other's eyes for 4 minutes and then fall in love. Okay, this is the 36 questions.
Now these questions were supposed to lead to them falling in love? Like supposed to make them fall in love?
Yeah, so basically these two strangers get put in a room, answer these 36 questions together, and then stare into each other's eyes for 4 minutes, and then they're going to fall in love.
Is that how like the game 7 Minutes in Heaven got started?
Yeah, pretty much exactly how that started.
Okay.
Now, John. The 36 questions, the musical produced by the 2UP Podcast Network.
God.
What is wrong with you, John? John, be excited. There are people.
No.
There are people experimenting in the podcast industry and doing things that are absurd because there's no way that the cost related to creating a full-blown 3-act musical, producing this, can even balance itself out, even with selling the music like standalone and all sorts of stuff. But it's this really sweet new podcast out there called 36 Questions. It's a musical. It is incredible what this new podcast group has done.
But at that point, is it really a podcast?
See, that's
or is it just an audio version of a musical you get in pieces?
It's an audio musical that you get in pieces for free as a podcast.
No, you don't get it as a podcast. So I have to argue that it's not a podcast. It just happens to come through off a podcast feed.
What is a podcast, Sean?
It's not a musical.
This is a radio. It's basically a radio drama, but it's musical.
Okay.
So, but it's being put out in podcast form. This is the way they're releasing it. Then later releasing the music as like you can buy the CDs and the crap and all that stuff.
And is it a story about two people going through this?
So it's a story. The story is this girl decided to, when she met this guy, they went out on like the first date. when she answered the 36 questions, she made up everything is a lie. Everything she told this guy was a lie, including making up a fake name too, right? So then they got married and they spent 2 years together and they're really happy till he found out that she lied about everything, including her name, right? And this is her journey to convince him by doing the 36 questions again to fall back in love and save their marriage. This is the story. And it's really sweet. And the second act ends on a cliffhanger. So if you guys have problems with cliffhangers and you don't want to wait 2 weeks between these episodes, because I think that's how they're releasing them, don't listen. Just wait till it's all out. But if you enjoy a really heartfelt, good story, and you like radio dramas, and you also like musicals, this might be your new favorite thing in the whole world, John.
Well, okay, so Mark Peterson's in the chat, and he's making it sound like maybe he's heard of this.
I would imagine that a lot of people have heard about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called 36 Questions. If you type in 36 Questions into the podcast app, it's the second show, because there's another show of this couple that's doing the 36 questions because they're already married and in love, and they're talking about whether the 36 questions actually work or not.
Yeah.
That's not nearly as interesting as this really heartfelt, made up fantasy musical radio drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
What is this ridiculous? The bigger question here, John, for you and I guess this community of a lot of us who are creators, because a lot of people who listen to this show are creators, like this idea that like 90% of the podcasts that we do and the ones that a lot of people listen to are like this kind of like roundtable, like kind of comedy, like some are news, some are just like topic related. Some of them are like, if we were to run companies or something, some are like these interview things, right? But this is like a completely different idea. And they're taking this major risk to create this thing. And I think it's incredible and should be supported. Right, despite the fact that they're a much bigger company and have a lot more money than us, and like can do whatever they want. Like they can take this risk and we can't. But it's super impressive. Going in, I did not expect to enjoy it nearly as much as I did.
So here's what we got to do.
Okay,
we got to be creative as well. All right, we're gonna start writing slam poetry. We're gonna do a slam poetry podcast. I could do that. I used to write poetry.
I don't think I've ever wrote slam poetry.
I don't know that mine was slam poetry.
I don't think I've ever performed poetry ever in my life. So this is not something I'm looking forward to doing. I mean, we could always produce that Back to the Future radio drama.
Oh, we need to do that. We need to do that. Now, so in our last episode, I got to pause you for a second because this is important. In our last episode,
this is important.
In our last episode, I pointed out the importance of watching this live, because when you watch it live, you get to see the stuff that's written in the chat. So Mark Peterson's in the chat, and apparently it wasn't what you were just talking about that he had heard. He was blown away by what I was talking about, the tweet with Luke and everything like that. But what he wrote was about GameStop's tweet to Luke. I've never heard of this bonker ass idea. And on top of which, he tweeted out a picture that was there for the live, to like watch the show live. And I'm just going to say, I retweeted this. I'm just going to say, it's not the most flattering picture of me. Like that's the thumbnail currently on YouTube. So, all right.
But anyway, John, this is a really cool thing.
We're going to do this. We're going to do some slam poetry. You and me.
I don't know if I'm agreeing to this. Can we do like improv instead?
No. Oh, I'd be terrible at improv.
Improv would be so fun. I mean, this is basically improv right now.
Here's what we could do. We'd have to try this as an improv episode. Not now, obviously. I want to spare our current listeners that.
We got to do it as a whole separate show. It's got to be its own.
It's got to be a separate issue or episode of something, right? And it needs to be where the premise is everything has to be yes and, which apparently is the basis behind improv is everything is yes and. So no matter what the other one of us says, the other person just has to go there. We'll set a set time period of like 30 minutes and just do it. All right. And then potentially like only release it after we're dead and we can't suffer the humiliation of it or something, you know?
So we'll set it up to schedule on dacespace for like the year. Like, how old am I? I'm 25, so I'm gonna die in like 75 years. So it's like let's just release it in the year like 22,200 and something.
Sure, that'll work.
And I'll be long dead.
And then we'll be remembered. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get some music. I'm gonna try to set up for this game I want to play right after the music.
So speaking of music, you should listen to this, John.
Oh,
go listen to 36 Questions.
Remind me. You have to shoot me a message later to remind me.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to play this music here. Make sure I have everything set up. So the song this week is from OC Remix. You can find all the links and everything to it if you go to forgetbeingcool.com. This is episode 23. The song is called "Gotta Start From Somewhere." Now I went a little out of character when I picked this song because the song is from Speeding Towards Adventures, 25 Years of Sonic the Hedgehog. So
I'm excited now.
It's out of character for me. I hope y'all enjoy it.
Gotta go fast. Gotta go faster. Gotta go faster.
I hope y'all enjoy it. We'll come back. Hopefully my game will be set up and ready to go. All right, guys.
Okay.
Hits play.
Here I come! That was incredible!
All right. I cut that a little bit short because I was a little too excited. So that was from Sonic the Hedgehog songs, Gotta Start Somewhere. It is it's on OC Remix. You can just go to forgetbeingcool.com. You can find it. Now, for those of y'all watching live, you might have seen this, but we have a special guest that have just popped in. Dave was not told about this ahead of time.
No, it was not.
And for the listeners, with us in the show live today is Adam Leonard. Not to brag.
What is up, you crazy mofos?
The best part about this is I got up to go run an actual internet line and come back to seeing this. I'm like, what the heck? All right.
Yeah. My goal was to have him pop up like right at the end of the song, but I was worried about how long it would take him to connect in. So I just did it at the beginning. So you getting up and leaving was perfect timing. Now, I think Adam has something for us today.
I'm sure Adam has some harassment sort of game for me. I'm just
Okay,
I'm just gonna take a hunch right now and assume this.
Before we get into my completely humiliating you on your own show, I just have to say, every time I listen to your show and Johnny says even the slightest, like, not even swear words, but if he says like poopy or fart, you're like, oh, whoa, this isn't Megadads. This isn't Megadads. At what point did I become the low bar of offensive material?
It was when you went on Nintendo Dads.
That's true. That's true. I'm gonna live that forever.
Oh.
Well, now I'm on your show, so you can only imagine what I'm gonna say here.
Yeah, you can't offend our audiences easily, I promise.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I've been spending the last like half an hour. I've been working on this Final Fantasy VII project that I've been doing. And you guys, did you know that there's porn literally for anything?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously Dave knows.
I mean, don't look at my hard drive or anything.
Right.
That's why he's got to buy a new computer. It has nothing to do with the studio or making the studio better. He just needs a fresh restart.
And
searching
for
for
higher definition porn.
Yeah, I'm searching for you guys. Have you both played Final Fantasy VII?
I put about 30 hours into it, but I didn't actually get nearly as far as I should have.
Very.
You know, like the lion character, like the talking lion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's porn for that somehow. don't Google that character.
Adam, safe search.
Yeah, safe search. This is not a new thing. I'm
all right. Well, I'm not as accustomed to bestiality as Dave is apparently. So, so yeah, I brought a game to share with you guys. Mostly with Dave. As your listeners/viewers may know, we have kind of a running gag that I like to make fun of Dave when he doesn't know things that are super obvious. So I've concocted a quiz for you that I like to call. Are you ready? Okay. The name of this game is called Julia Roberts Movie or Crash Bandicoot Level. Or as it's better known, Calm Down. That's the other name of the game. Calm Down. So I'm going to list a title, and you need to tell me if this is a Julia Roberts movie or a Crash Bandicoot level. Now, as I was compiling this list, I was like, man, this is way too easy. This is so obvious. And that was kind of my barometer for, whether or not you would know what this is, because the super obvious stuff you don't know. Are you ready?
This is so good. Oh wait, hold on. I got to get my just so you know, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me close this window here so it doesn't start playing sounds of me. If he gets it wrong, this is what he gets.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm going to hear that sound repeatedly over and over and over throughout the course of this game.
I like to pride myself in knowing Crash Bandicoot levels.
Okay, so now these, according to Wikipedia, because I wasn't about to play a Crash Bandicoot game to get these answers, these are Crash Bandicoot levels from Crash Bandicoot 1 to Crash Bandicoot 3.
Okay.
So it could be any one of those games.
That's all that matters. If it was any of the other games, it wouldn't count.
All right. I mean, they're all crap, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter.
No, those first three games not on the Insane Trilogy are solid.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Title number 1 is The High Road.
Crash Bandicoot level.
Oh, that is correct. Do we have a sound for if he gets it right? Can we play that sound no matter what he answers?
Oh.
All right, thank you. Okay. Title number 2. The Pelican Brief.
Julia Roberts movie.
That sound, of course, means you are correct. Title number 3. Road to Nowhere.
Crash Bandicoot level in the same art style as the High Road. They're two in very similar levels.
Okay, I don't need any backstory to it, Dave. I just need to know if it's a freaking Crash Bandicoot level or a GD Julia Roberts movie.
All right.
All right. Title number 4. What the hell was that?
It's Dave's dinner.
You broadcasting from the vet?
It's his lady friend came over. You know what he's into. We've already discussed this.
So we better make this quick because he's got to go make some sweet love.
Well, he's gonna make porn.
He just left.
I know. He was.
We're not done.
But he's back quick.
This is not professional at all. Number 4. Notting Hill.
Crash level.
Yes.
Burn. That is so a Julia Roberts movie with Hugh Grant.
That everyone knows.
And I'd never heard of nor seen.
Title number 5. Duplicity.
Julia Roberts movie.
Oh, you know your JR. All right. I got 2 more for you.
You see, he's doing a little too well on this.
He is. That's why I'm cutting it short. This list is actually 30 movies and video games. But he's greatly disappointed me, and I don't have time for this BS. Okay. Next is I Love Trouble.
Julia Roberts movie.
That is correct. And your final title, Tell No Tales.
Crash level.
Oh my God, you are. See, I don't know if I should be proud of you, or if I should just feel really sad.
Well, the problem is what you should have just done is every question should have been a picture of Julia Roberts and a picture of Crash and said which one is Julia Roberts, and he wouldn't have known.
Which one do you want to kiss?
Well, then he would definitely be choosing Crash.
Well, that was, Dave, I got to tell you, that was mildly disappointing.
You see, you should have just picked a random list of movies and just said, is Julia Roberts or somebody else in these movies? And I would have no idea.
But here's the problem is every sort of pop culture television or movie reference that Johnny throws at you, you don't know regardless. How do you not know Paul Rudd?
Yeah, that's true. You got so much shit on Twitter for not knowing who Paul Rudd was because he was Ant-Man.
I just had to turn off the notifications that day. That was it. I just had to.
I kind of get the feeling that Johnny likes me a little bit more than you do, Dave, because anytime that I tweet you, I get like just a little like or a slight one-word response. Johnny like invites me into his home. We've had many a brunch together.
We have to keep up this he's your friend, not my friend thing, though. Like that's kind of the whole thing, John.
So then who's your friend?
I don't have any.
That's not Julia Roberts.
It's not, okay. All right.
I have Crash.
Well,
hey, so you two will both like this. I actually played a little bit of Crash not too long ago.
Which version of Crash?
I think it was the original. It was while playing Uncharted 4.
Oh, we talked about this.
Yes.
But as I don't know if I told you, Dave. My Uncharted 4 disc apparently is scratched, and I didn't find out till it was too late. And now I cannot finish playing the game, and I got to figure out how to get past this one point to see if I can play. I'm very sad about this.
Or you could just go buy another copy of it used and then return this one.
Yeah, I've thought about that too.
It's horribly depressing. How far along did you get?
I don't know, a few hours in, 2 or 3 hours in.
Dude, you gotta get to that game.
I know
That's
I
like
do.
the entire reason to own a PlayStation 4.
In the
Yeah,
mail today.
Because there is no other reason to own a PlayStation 4. Let's admit it. No Man's Sky was a dumpster fire.
Dave. Dave.
Well, Horizon Zero Dawn came in the mail today. And so I'm super excited about that, but I kind of want to finish the Uncharted game first because it's shorter.
Go buy a used copy and then return it.
All right, I'll do that this weekend.
Just do it.
Very disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Dave's taste.
Yeah, well, I mean, but you've known that.
Well, yes, but like specifically this one thing that he's talking about is now making me mad. The man with a giant Thor plushy pillow behind him is telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about with good games.
Oh, I just said I hate the PS4 personally. It has nothing to do with you enjoy Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 is not a game I've played. I don't have an opinion. So
You never played it?
no, I couldn't finish 3, and then because I tried to marathon them. It's my fault.
Yeah, no, marathoning those games is not the best way to do it. Like
Yeah,
I binge played every game in like a 2-day span. Like each one was like a 2-day span. It definitely cut down the enjoyment some.
Yeah.
But
So I had to take a break, and I had to finish 3 before I play 4.
So where does this let's unbox this a little bit if we've got time. Where does this hatred of the PlayStation come from?
It comes with the fact that the HDMI port in the back of it was broken. I bought it for Rock Band 4. Rock Band 4 was a disappointment. I looked forward to No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky was a disappointment. I looked forward to the Crash Insane trilogy. That was also a disappointment because it doesn't play like the original games. I haven't gotten a single damn game for the PS4 that I've enjoyed.
did you play Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah, but it was okay. I liked it. I didn't love it.
You didn't play, and I don't want to get too much into things because I'm not to brag, but I'm going to be talking to Adam sometime soon. Right? Next few days, and I don't know what games I'm talking about when I talk to Adam then. But yeah, have you played Life is Strange? Although that's also on the Xbox, I guess.
I didn't play that.
It's funny because last generation, I greatly preferred my Xbox 360 over my PlayStation 3.
I preferred my PS3 over the 360.
And I completely flipped this generation.
So did I. I like my Xbox. I like my Xbox better. I had more fun with Horizon. What is it? Forza Horizon 3.
Yeah.
I had more fun playing that on my Xbox than I've had anything else on this console generation.
That's so funny.
I mean, other than like Zelda and obviously the Switch itself, but that's a whole nother can of worms. I don't even count that.
Right.
But I just shipped my PS4 in to get repaired. I barely played it. The controller batteries suck. I just like everything about the PS4 like just drives me up a wall.
And see, that's funny because like all these things you talk about, with the exception of like your opinion on the games, because I mean, I can't argue your opinion on a game. But like the system itself, and I haven't had mine very long.
Yeah, you have a
like
Slim.
My battery lasts forever. I keep unplugging and replugging mine back in because I move it around different places, and
You have
never
a
a problem.
You have a Slim. You have a newer controller. Because the newer controllers are different. I don't know if they manage things better. I just hate it. I just hate the console so much.
I think another part of it though is like, for me, my game time is so limited. Like my battery doesn't even matter because I get to play like 20 minutes before my kid's like pulling down my pants and crawling on my face, you know, like that's not an issue for me.
Does this go back to why your son told you to make sure you're wearing underwear?
My son is such a nightmare. God bless him, but Dave, don't have kids. Just don't do it.
It's all right. I don't have to.
You can't. Well, hey, you can't have kids when you're mixing the species.
Just stick with Thor.
I'm just gonna let that slide.
Just cuddle with Thor and your Pac-Man amiibo.
God.
Just call your Power Rangers your children. Name them. Bring them to school. They'll listen a lot better.
All right.
I need a
Got
writing
it.
pencil. All right.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
Yeah,
for
you're
coming
welcome.
by.
Thank you for ruining my night by getting most of that right. Son of a bitch.
It's your fault for picking obvious crash levels.
Who
Two
knows?
of which are in this. Two of which are the same art style. The people
Yeah,
who
see,
like
that's
Crash
the
Bandicoot-
problem. That's the problem. Is like you nailed it with him having no idea what Julia Roberts was in, but you highly underestimated his love for
Mhm.
you know
For 90s era bandicoots.
I mean, for games that were not as good as Mario, we'll just say that.
Well, try harder next time.
All right. Well, thanks for
All
coming by. I will talk
Yep.
to you on Saturday. Yay! I get to be a mega dad. I get a half mega dad.
You
I don't know
can
how
be
you
a
put it
full
for
mega
together.
dad.
I can.
Just fire John. Yeah, that's fine.
I can replace him.
I've been
He
looking
was
to get rid of
talking
him
trash
anyway.
about you on Twitter today. So,
Who was talking trash about me?
your brother
Oh,
in a personal message to me. He called you a son of a bitch, which I found very strange, seeing how y'all have the same mother.
well, let's not go there. We'll talk about that on Saturday. Wink, wink.
Everybody listen to the Mega Dads. It's a great podcast.
All right, I'm gonna go look at more porn. I'll talk to you
All
guys
right,
later.
man. Thanks.
All right,
Turn
bye.
on safe search for some of it, though.
Always practice safe search. Screen protector. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Adam. John.
Okay, so two funny things. One, I don't know if you noticed, but it said John for his name at the bottom of the screen, and it had a cartoon picture of his brother. Two, you had no idea that was coming.
No idea. Is there another game, or did you lie about me about the other game?
No, that was the other game I was playing.
So, is there another game coming at the
No.
end?
I mean, I'm hoping Jerry
Maybe.
will pop in if
Okay.
he tells me he's available at the right time. Yeah, but no, that was what I was prepping for.
All right. Is it time for this, Joan?
Yes,
Yeah, it is. I get to press this button.
hit it.
Shelves are full, and what's on them often forgotten. Sad games and some other media silently cry out to be played again, and given the attention that they deserve. This is why John and Dave get together each week. They force each other to take one of these sad games off the shelf, dust it off, and give it some love. Their discussions of games and other game-related topics will surely go off the deep end, but they always pay homage to those that are shelved and forgotten.
Welcome to Shelved and Forgotten, your show for everything in your backlog. My name is Dave Moore. Joining me is my main man on the internet, Johnny.
I thought we discussed that was dead.
You know, that would be like killing like the Geek Out Shoutouts thing that happens every week on other specific shows.
But I mean, no, that wouldn't be. I will tell you this, and Sean's listening, and I've been listening to. I think today was if we ran Nintendo Day. He has upped his game on crying out for Geek Outs. Like the way he plays it up has been like tenfold what it used to be in his acting career. So, Dave, I did not play an old game this week.
I hope you sure did. I'm working on something. I'm sorry. I'm stalling.
Oh, you are the worst.
Somebody should check their Twitter messages. Okay. John, because you didn't play a game.
Now I know why you're stalling.
Yeah.
So, okay. So while you're stalling for whoever someone else apparently that's supposed to be popping in, I can only assume at this point. Something else we discussed doing while we on the night show was to do an indie update. 'Cause I love my indie game. So I'm going to talk to you about indie game for a minute while we wait for the next thing to happen.
I have a game. It's also an indie game. Can we just talk about my game?
Oh, I thought you were waiting for something. Are you good? Are you okay,
no.
Dave?
We're good. We're ready. I did what I had to.
Okay. Let it go, Dave. Let it rip.
Let it go.
Don't sing.
I was never cold anyway.
Oh God. I asked for that. Is
J-
Dave Moore? Dave Moore's not growing a beard. He just needs a beard. And if anyone gets that joke, congratulations.
I don't get that joke. I was probably supposed to. I'm gonna get a message from Adam all about it. I'm sure.
Maybe. Who knows?
So I played a game this week
What'd you play?
that I haven't played, and I probably had a responsibility at a point which leads into this big announcement that I'm going to make here in a minute. Right.
Oh, Jesus.
I played on my Nintendo Switch, thanks to a combination of you and Adam and Sean Capri himself. I got to install a game. It's called Thumper.
Oh, you played Thumper finally?
Yes.
That's not an old game. That's not a shelved and forgotten game.
It is. It's on older consoles, meaning things that came out before the Switch. That makes it old.
Is that where we're drawing the line? I mean, I don't care. We can do this as an indie update. I am fine with this, but
yeah, no. So no, this is. I broke the rules, kind of, but I don't care. It's an older game. It's something I should have played. It got put on my backlog for no reason whatsoever. This is a game that I was meant to play. Right? I was even doing a show in which I probably had a responsibility to play, right? And
now,
I didn't.
I've got to ask this. Like, this is the most important question to me at this moment.
Okay.
Did you get past level 6?
No.
Okay. Because I am on the end of level 6 and I cannot beat it.
Okay, let me tell you something about this game.
It's hard.
It's way too hard.
I wouldn't say it's too hard. I would say it's hard.
No, it's way too hard. Here's the thing about rhythm gaming, John, and here's where my issue lies in this game. We talked about this a little bit when you were starting to review it and wrote the first article that went up on dacespace.com and will remain probably one of the only articles on dacespace.com until some people get writing. Here's the reality, right? This game, unlike most rhythm games, doesn't give you this learning curve that the other ones do. There's no ramping up. There's here you go, figure it out, get good.
Oh, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
It might ramp up quick, but there is a ramp up. Like, because the game starts where all you have to do is hit the button once as you cross something. Yeah. And then you have to hit it when you turn. And then like later on it adds in the next rail over, and then later, I mean, it adds in, every level adds in some new aspect or combines aspects. So every level it ramps up.
Right. But it just doesn't. I think it expects too much of you way too quickly. And this is my opinion. And take it or leave it. Whether or not you think I'm right or wrong about this, I actually think you probably had more fun with this game than I did.
Oh, I really enjoyed the game.
Yeah, I don't.
So how far did you get?
I got through the first 3 levels.
Okay. It definitely starts getting tough. And it definitely got to the point where I would spend a couple hours on one section after that. And then I'd come back, like I'd put it down for an hour, come back and beat that section right away type deal. Like put it down, come baback to it.
I just wanted to put it down. I was like determined to get through this and master this like swinging back and forth and the holding and the, I don't know, like, I guess like the few times that I felt like I got into a rhythmic pattern of actually doing what it expected of me, I was enjoying it. But every time that I fell out and then it would fade to black and I'd have to go back and redo a section, like I was like, this is not fun. Like this is frustrating. I think the visuals are almost too distracting, and maybe this is a curse of me being visually impaired, right? Maybe this is not, the actual flaw of the game. But I would much rather play Amplitude, right? Or, Rock Band Blitz, which are in a way similar games than this. Like they're tapping with controllers. They're not asking me to play a fake instrument.
Yeah.
But I'd rather play something like that, or like Parappa, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. The point is, I'd rather play those games over this.
Okay.
It's stunning. It's incredible.
No, it is.
It would be really cool in VR.
But okay. So one thing we discussed when we were talking about, when I was writing up the review, is we used the term, and you said it, and then you told me later that it wasn't a real thing. But it's not, you called it a rhythmic game. And that's the thing, is it's not a rhythm game in the way that like Guitar Hero is or whatever, right? It is a game where the rhythm comes from you doing things, not from you hitting the rhythm, because the rhythm changes. There's plenty of times, and that's what really screwed me up later on in the game, is you get to this point where you have this like circular thing that's in front of you, and if you don't hit every single one exactly, it comes over you and kills you.
Right.
right? Like,
Or
like
you have to do it, and then you have to do it again and do it again.
yeah, well, but normally that's like you miss one thing, it might hurt you a little bit, or maybe not. But worst case scenario, you just have to wrap her back around to the beginning. But when this like circular thing's there, you mess up one little thing and it kills you.
Yeah.
Right. There's
or if you
no
ram into a wall too many times, or if you hit two
Well,
walls,
sure.
you blow up. Like,
yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is that like the different sections have a rhythm, but later on they get to a rhythm that's not a rhythm, right? Like why I cannot beat where I'm at in the game is because it's not a steady rhythm. It's like a little bit of a rhythm, boom, 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 and it's like boom, bing, boom, bing, and it's like these like weird things, and like there's no mathematical reason for where the next beep is going to be, where it throws off the rhythm completely, and because of that, I can't memorize the rhythm. I can't get into a rhythm playing it. So that I feel that's a big difference between a rhythm game and a game like this. It's kind of like Runner, right?
Yeah, like you're playing rhythmically at points, but it's more of like this weird like following the actual patterns. It's more like a combat kind of game at times that you're also moving and you're forced into basically reacting no matter what.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's very weird. It's super cool, but it's just not, I don't know. It's not for me, but
is there something that goes along with this?
Yes, there is something that goes along with this. Hi. I don't know why I keep saying hi to everybody.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
But this time the people you're saying hi to might actually be listening.
Yes.
When you say hi to Amazon,
there might be somebody who works at Amazon who's listening.
Yeah, but they're not the people that make the decisions.
If there's listening as somebody who works at Best Buy, I'm not buying anything at Best Buy.
I have Gamer Club.
I don't care. You wasted.
You'll still buy stuff at Best Buy if it's a Best Buy exclusive.
That's the only time I'm gonna do that.
Now that gets done.
Hello to the wonderful listeners of the Dacespace Podcast Network and the ones who pay attention to Twitters. Guys, there's been this thing that happened, right? A couple months ago, we made a decision in which that my rhythm gaming show, Living Room Clutter, could no longer exist in the form that it did. And because of that, we never found a solution, right? We didn't want to become a generic video game show, right? We didn't want to be Living Room Clutter, your show for everything that takes up space in your living room. Like, no, like not going to happen, right? We wanted to remain the #1 rhythm gaming podcast, go out on top and call it a day. We were so close to 100. We started making jokes pretty early on that we would cut it off at 100 because no one ever could make 100 episodes about a rhythm game called Rock Band, right? But here's what happened as time went on. Josh, my co-host on that show, went off to guest semi-frequently on the PNG podcast, and that's awesome, Josh. I'm so happy to see you when I saw you over there. My other co-host, Keith, he would call me and text me occasionally, but we just don't talk enough, right? And so this kind of like this sinking feeling started kind of setting in. Where it's like, these guys are my friends, and we're internet friends, and we base this entire friendship based on Living Room Clutter. And occasionally I'd get a message from an old listener and say, hey, can we play Rock Band 4 online? I'd be like, yeah, sure, let's do it. I'd get an occasional tweet like, when is Living Room Clutter coming back? I would see comments on, like Rock Gamer videos and stuff, like people asking what happened to the show. And the truth is, I always loved doing that show, and I love talking to Josh and Keith. And I just was like, I'm just like sitting here going, like, there's got to be a way for this to be a thing still. So, with hesitant but 100% confirmation, Living Room Clutter is coming back as a monthly, first Wednesday of the month. We will do an episode of Living Room Clutter.
So it'll be that time of the month. So when it's that time of the month.
Right. So when everybody's feeling a little bit, a little bit sick in their stomach, right? Feeling like they need some Rock Band DLC and Rock Band news.
when you might be a little irritable.
Right. When you might have some weird cravings for some chocolate, right? When those things start rolling around, the cravings for Rock Band 4, Josh, Keith, and I will get together once a month, first Wednesday of every month.
Because you guys are synced up.
Right. Yeah, because we're in a cycle together. Living Room Clutter, the number one rhythm gaming podcast, part of the Dacespace Podcast Network, is coming back. Guys, be excited. Okay.
Oh, I'm excited. I am.
John's just excited to pull clips from it. And also to see me be in a more professional setting, because that's what that show is. And I'm excited to take on that lead again as the host of the number one online rhythm gaming podcast, Living Room Clutter.
Now, not to knock the show, right? Now, it's not really my thing, so I didn't really listen to it much. I listened to it once. It was by far the most professional podcast I've heard in a long time, right? Like the way y'all do it was so, I don't know, it was so different from everything else I've heard you done, or anything like you and I do, or anything I could ever personally do, right? Because of the level of professionalism. Screw that stuff, right?
Right. I think the listeners of that show would enjoy the show, and there was ideas to try to bring Keith and Josh in here. No, Keith and Josh in here to maybe cover rhythm gaming. Things just don't pan out, don't fit into place as nicely as we would hope, right? But the truth is, I would like to talk to Josh and Keith once a month to still do the show. And it's not like we always said it, like we didn't really want to end it, but we kind of had to. We got Drop Mix. We've got monthly DLC. If we can pull out an hour a month with listener feedback, guys, we miss you too, right? It'll be fun. So you'll get a Living Room Clutter once a month. Not every week. We can't do every week. I'd love to do every week, but not unless Rock Band 5 gets announced. Okay. It's a big announcement, John. The second, okay. Wednesday, August 2nd.
Okay.
We will return for episode 101.
Episode 101.
Yep.
Okay. So, seeing how we're talking about indie games for a minute, I'm going to take us back to gaming for a second.
Okay.
I've started playing one recently.
You played a game?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I haven't played much this week. Most of what I played since last Wednesday was a whole lot of Splatoon.
Yeah.
And a little bit of Destiny 2 and stuff like that, right? So I did play a game last night for a few minutes, right? I think I told you about this. I downloaded Bastion because it was on sale. And I don't know if Bastion was initially a PS3 game. Maybe it was. If so, good for me. If not, whatever. Have you ever played Bastion?
No, never played it. I know nothing about it, actually. I've never even seen gameplay.
Okay, if you look at like the picture, it's like a young boy cartoon looking. It's supposed to be an RPG. It's got really great ratings and reviews, and people talk about it and the music and everything else, right? So I get on to play this for a few minutes. I wasn't quite ready to go to bed last night, and the wife has fallen asleep. So I put my headphones in. By the way, I used my Splatoon headphones, right? Plugged it into my PS4 controller.
I heard Zach Erickson thinks they're junk.
So here's the thing, and I'm going to talk about that too, right? So I watched his review right before he came up here. I have not tried it with the little dongle piece in between. I've just gone straight headphones into things. And the straight headphones themselves sound fine. The sound quality is good. They're a little bit quiet. Hopefully this weekend I'll work on it with the other dongle piece in there, and we'll see. We'll see how it sounds. Right? I'll give a review on Monday or something. But anyway, so I laid down, I'm playing this. The game starts off, like the game itself is kind of like an angled top-down-ish. So not top-down, but an angled down-looking game. You're a young kid. You find your first weapon, it's like a big hammer, and you hit one button will swing the hammer, right? And then you get a ranged weapon, which is like a real fast bow and arrow type deal, right? And as you play through the game, the RPG element of it is that you can get different weapons, choose your weapon, see which one holds like a really big hammer, a really fast sword, a really big bow and arrow, a really fast bow and arrow. There's some magic type stuff-ish things, right? Here's what makes this game great so far, and I've only put a little bit of time into it. The narrator is on point, right? This narrator. So you start off and he's talking about what's going on. And at one point you go up to the edge and the ground will build itself under you as you're walking, like right in front of you. Right? If there's like the middle section of the deal, and then you can tell it goes off to one side, and as you walk, it builds. And he'll start talking about that happening. And then you fell off the edge, right? And he goes, oh, and then he fell to his death. And then he popped back up and goes, oh, just kidding. And at one point, I'm just sitting there smashing a bunch of stuff, and it's like, and such decided to just go on a rampage for no reason. And there's like this old guy talking, which is actually the narrator. And he's like, and eventually he decided to come over and see me. And it's just like all this crazy stuff. Like the narrator is hilarious. So if you have a chance to play this game, go check it out. I got it on PS4. Like I said, I got it for like $4 or $5. It was on sale. I think normally it's like 15 or 20. The gameplay is fine, right? It's not my favorite, but it's enjoyable enough. The
Fat Princess fun?
Okay.
It sounds like Fat Princess.
A little less arcadey than Fat Princess.
Okay.
But Fat Princess is good. We need to get together. You, me, Jeremy, Sean need to get together and play some Fat Princess and some Zombie Vikings.
But we've got Splatoon.
But we need to play the other things too.
We've also got ARMS.
But we need to play all these things.
We can't
And
play all
apparently I
these
also have
things.
Titanfall.
I mean, we're not going to play Titanfall.
No, but I am. I'm going to get destroyed.
No, you're not. You're going to play Splatoon instead.
No, but if Sean and Ben and Luke are playing Titanfall, I'm going to play Titanfall with him during that time.
Fine. Waste your time playing Titanfall. I'll play Splatoon by myself.
Okay.
With the Super Indie Podcast group. The ones who are cooler than you. Who don't waste their time with bad games. Like Titanfall. Are you okay, John?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out if our last guest can be ready.
Our other guest who was here can't even make an appearance. He's demanding appearances and then he can't even appear.
Who's that?
Sean. I sent Sean the hangout link.
Oh, did you?
And then he bailed.
That's funny. Sean making the comment about how he wasn't the first guest. But he wasn't even the second guest.
Adam wasn't even the first guest.
No. I'm hoping our other guest will be here in a second. If not, I don't know what we're gonna do because I'm running out of stuff.
Well,
You want to talk?
We went for like an hour.
You want me to talk about what I've been watching? We tell you what I've been watching lately?
You want to talk about bingeables?
I mean, you're not done with yours, so
Okay, you tell me what you've been watching, and I'll save mine because mine's cool.
I watched a show, right? That I had watched. I binged the first like 4 seasons. I watched season 5 and half of season 6 as it was coming on TV, and then just stopped. So I missed the last season and a half, and that was a few years ago. So I decided to go back, and this was actually because of my wife. And I finished binging Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Sons of Anarchy?
No. Does it have Julia Roberts in it?
No.
Okay. Then
It does have a number of people that you don't know the names of. Right? It has, so I'll give you some thing of where they were. It's got Peg from Married with Children.
Okay. I've never seen Married with Children.
I didn't really like it that much. Did you ever see Remember the Titans? The football movie, Denzel Washington?
No, I haven't.
It got one of the main guys from Remember the Titans is in it.
It's on my list of movies that I should have seen.
Yeah, it's got I'm trying to think who else you might. Never mind. You're not going to know the rest of them. It's got some people that have been in some things, right? It's got a number of people you'll recognize from a number of things.
Why did I let you go down that rabbit hole?
So the basis is it's about this young guy who his stepfather is the president of the motorcycle club, and they're like a motorcycle gang. I mean, they're gangsters. They're not gangsters, but they're definitely outlaws in a small town in California. And every episode or every season is about how this kid is trying to steer the club in a more legit direction and how everything goes wrong. Every single episode or every single season. And that's why I stopped watching it, right? But the last season and a half, basically from where I stopped until the end, got really good again. And it's kind of like I just like saw the bad stuff, stopped, and then just like forgot to keep going with all the good stuff. But oh my God, it got good. Here's the problem. One, lots of death, destruction. You know, don't start. It's like Game of Thrones. Don't start liking a character because you know he's gonna get killed off.
Yeah.
you can see some of the stuff being slightly realistic, except for there's like a lot of people just drive up to people, pull out machine guns off a bunch of people, drive off and never get caught.
That doesn't really happen.
I mean, maybe in the hood, which is where they're kind of doing it, but I don't know. I mean,
Oh.
I've never done it. I'm not going to try.
Why not?
Because
it's illegal.
yeah.
Doesn't seem safe. Seems like people might get hurt. Hurting people isn't your MO?
No, I mean, I have wanted to hurt people, but I usually don't do it.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good, reasonable, good ethics, John. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Dad. But here's the hardest part, right? So I ride a motorcycle. Now I don't ride a Harley, right? I ride a cruiser, but it's not a Harley. After watching that show for like 8 hours in one day and then directly leaving work and going and getting on my bike, it's real hard to drive like conservatively because all you want to do is hop on and gun it and fly through traffic, which is really bad to do on the way home in Houston in rush hour.
Have you ever done that in real life?
Rush through traffic?
Yeah, like gun your motorcycle and rush through traffic.
No, I mean it's a cruiser, so I'm like on a sports bike where I'd be doing that often.
Like you're not.
I mean, I have
You're
made
not riding. You're not riding a bike that's cool enough to do that.
No, well, I mean, any bike you can do. I have made moves that I would definitely never try, nor would I be able to try on a on a car, right? Like I've done it in a motorcycle, but normally I don't.
Okay.
So I'm also really aware of everyone else who wants to kill me on the road. As in, everyone else wants my lane that I'm in, and it's mine. So
Bikes are the worst.
what are you talking about? I love my motorcycle.
I know.
I was looking at them online. Oh, Jesus.
You want a new bike or you want a computer, John? New bike,
Dude, those are two different pay grades. All right, we're going to give Jeremy a couple more minutes. I was going to tell you about one other thing I saw today.
Okay. I can tell you,
So
actually, I have one more thing to talk about, too. So you
go for
ahead.
it then.
I saw a movie today, John.
What'd you see?
I saw Valerian.
How was it?
Dumb.
Really? It looked good.
So here's my impression walking out of it. Okay. Special effects, super cool. Universe that it's in, possibly really cool if they would explain anything that was going on. Maybe make the characters likable a little bit, because I hate them. They're the worst. And they're intentionally not likable. Like they're meant to be like, I'm too cool to be like, I'm like a 70s like action movie dude. Like,
Okay.
no, super not likable. The plot is very lacking. Like the actual story is lacking too much. Like there's these, basically everything is an action set piece.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're not even really sure why they're running through this thing, but they are. And it's super cool, but it just doesn't have the context to matter. Like, so I don't know. I wasn't impressed. I wouldn't think it's going to do very well. I'm going to do some research to see what this is based on, because somebody said it's like a 70s graphic novel. Moments of it felt like Star Wars ripoffs, right? But how do I know that Star Wars wasn't ripping off of this?
Do you like Star Wars?
I do like Star Wars. I also like Star Trek. I like
Have
both.
you ever seen The Last Starfighter?
Nope, never heard of it.
Oh, go watch The Last Starfighter. I have it on Blu-ray, but it's not opened. And I've seen it on Blu-ray.
You gonna mail it to me?
I can bring it up when I come visit you one day.
All right, October. Got it. Bring it. I'll watch it. No, because I like different space movies. I mean, who would have thought in this time that we'd have like decent Star Trek movies as well as like awesome Star Wars movies and Guardians of the Galaxy all at the same time? This one feels like it's a waste of space. Like, pun intended, it's a waste of space. Like,
yeah.
This didn't need to happen. I wasn't impressed, John. I enjoyed it. Like, I had a fun time. Like, definitely fun popcorn movie, but I wasn't impressed.
So, okay. So speaking of Star Wars, I think our guest should be here in just half a second.
Okay.
Hopefully. I say he's ready. So speaking of Star Wars,
Okay.
it's my last thing here.
Okay. All right.
I've told you that you need to watch a show called Casual. Right?
Yes,
You need to at least watch the first season. It's on Hulu. It's a Hulu original.
Yes.
Hey, here's Jeremy.
Okay. He's got PlayStation headphones. Why would you wear those? That console is a piece of garbage.
Oh, that sounds horrible, doesn't it? Oh, they are garbage.
If they had been Splatoon headphones, they'd sound like gold.
Is that any better? Ooh, that's bad.
I'm glad you at least can hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a phone?
Is that any better?
Yes.
There you go.
Significantly
Okay, sorry,
better.
guys.
Welcome to the program.
Hi, Sony. These headphones are garbage.
Don't worry, I'll edit out a little bit of that rumble there.
Yep, that's all right. That's not.
I've got the bass. I'm sorry, guys.
It's all about that bass. About that bass. It's got.
It's
no
funny.
trouble.
It's funny because I turn up the bass when Dave's talking, but I have to turn it down now with you talking. I had to come somewhere in the middle, so Dave's going to sound a little less manly for a little bit.
That's all right.
All right, Jeremy, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Now
Wait,
wait. Before we let Jeremy play his game, I gotta hear this Star Wars rant, John.
Oh, okay, what I was talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
casual and Star Wars.
okay, so the latest episode, they do a flashback, and so it's them in the late '90s, and it's
Star Wars Episode 1, or
yeah, like Star Wars Episode 1. So the whole thing is like he wants to go take this girl to see Meet Joe Black, but not to watch the movie, just to watch the preview of the Star Wars Episode 1.
Okay.
Right? And so he does that, and he comes back out, and he's like jumping up and down and screaming, "This is going to be the greatest movie ever!" And he's like all excited and whatever else. And then at the end of the episode, after all the important stuff happens, it shows him going into the movie, and it shows like everyone walking out with like their lightsabers in hands, and their heads are all like drooped low, and they all just look somber and sad. It was so awesome.
I tell you, it's the only movie that my dad and my brother ever walked out of.
That's too bad.
They were gone like 30 minutes. They came home. They're like, it was so bad. All right. Jeremy.
Let's play this game to close out our show. Jeremy, what do you got today?
So last time we had Name That Game.
Which I won by default, I believe.
Yes. And I didn't quite get all of my questions. So I was going to do 3 questions. We have 2, so that doesn't really give us a winner. So what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you what the I guess the clue is, and you both have to decide which one you want to do. John goes first this week. So I'm going to name the clue, and then you both have to talk amongst yourself to decide what you want to do. Oh, by the way, we're playing for... Oh, first of all, Dave, did those codes for the Xbox Live did they work?
I thought I did tell you. Yeah, they do work. I've been stacking. Well, I've been entering them in when I decide to play Xbox Live though. So
we're going to be playing tonight for 6 months of Xbox Live. So
where do you keep getting these from?
I can't tell you. No.
There's some magazine rack in his hometown that has like the back slit open and like all these Xbox Live things ripped out of the back of all the magazines.
How did you know, John? I had a job where we got these because we had to repair Xboxes, but we could not give them to anyone. And so
we're giving them away on the air.
That's right. That's right. To one of you guys.
His name is not Jeremy.
That's right.
It's Adam Leonard.
That's right. Not to brag, but that's who I am. So our first question is, or clue. So you guys get to choose one of these. Color me spice and lime, or I switched long before you.
So that's the two options, and we have to decide
Yeah.
which one of us gets which.
Well, you have to decide because I only have two,
Oh,
so we
okay,
wouldn't
so
have
we're
a
just
winner.
picking
We're only
one
going to
of
do one
those.
of these. We're only going to do one of these. So you both have to come to an agreement which one you want to do. Either color me spice and lime, or I switched long before you.
I switched long before you because it sounds like a somewhat
Does it sound
inappropriate.
topical?
I'm not going to give you any clues.
No, I'm just asking Dave if it sounded topical. I don't know. Apparently, no one watches the news today. Today was an interesting day on the news. Anyway, yeah, sure. Let's do that one. We can do that one, Dave.
Okay.
All right.
John gets to go first, so I get to
John
pick
goes
the
first, yeah.
This
God.
this is fair.
All right. What do I do?
So you say I can name that
Oh.
console in X amount of. We have 10 clues.
Is this a
again.
game?
Or a
This is a
console.
console. This is a
A
console.
console?
That
Oh, I can name that console in two. All right. go
Okay,
ahead.
I switched long before you.
I already know the answer.
Oh, well, I can do it in 10.
I can do it in two.
Do it, Dave. This is impossible. Dave,
Wow.
Dave doesn't remember that last time. Like your clues made it sound like it could go towards one game, and it was definitely something different based on like the opening thing.
Yeah, you can't just
All right,
can't
fine.
give it away.
I can name
No,
it.
no, no, no. You already said 2. You're losing today, fool.
You have to give him all of them anyway, though, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless I get it, in which case this will be incredible.
All right. So, first one is it was released in North America in October 1995.
Okay.
I
It was
so want you to
sold-
guess the GameCube.
Exclusively. It was the 90s console, right? Exclusively in North America, which I thought was crazy. That's 2.
Yeah, 1990. The GameCube. Close to the GameCube.
Yeah.
Sorry.
5 years after the GameCube.
Okay, so it released in 95 and is
Uh-huh.
exclusively in America.
Yeah. Exclusively released in North America.
And it switched long before you.
Oh, so what's your guess there, Dave?
Is it the Odyssey?
It is not.
All right.
See, I would have gone more like
I still want
Like-
to see if I can get it before John.
like the,
All right,
like, the, like the CDI or something like that.
We'll go. I'll name them, and then whoever can get it will.
Okay.
So, it has a 3.25-inch backlit color screen. The system has one controller port that only works for player 2. It's incompatible with the power base converter peripheral. Blake Snow of GamePro listed it as fifth on his list of 10 worst selling handhelds of all time.
It's not the Game Gear.
What's that? What was that Atari one? What was the Atari handheld?
The Lynx?
Yeah.
It's not the Lynx.
I don't. I have,
System was based on the MegaJet, a portable version of the home console designed for use on Japan airline flights.
what the hell?
It was a
Sega
16-bit handheld.
It's a Sega console.
Well, I mean, the only thing that really makes sense at this point is the big Sega handheld that drains your 35 batteries in 10 seconds.
Yeah, but I already said that. It's a Game Gear. Sega Game Gear, but that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because it would have been sold only in the US. It was definitely sold in Japan. I got nothing.
You can now play Sonic on the Go, and it's the Sega handheld after the Game Gear. The Sega Nomad.
I've heard of this. How many did it sell? 3?
I mean, not very many. I wish I had the numbers on that. But you can plug in a Genesis cart into it, you can plug it up to a TV, and you can plug in a controller for player 2. So it's a Genesis on the go.
No way. This doesn't make sense.
People bought this?
I guess I think it was really expensive, and it was out in '95, which is when they were working on the Saturn, and so I don't think that they really did much for it, pushed it. But
Dude, that is nuts looking.
it would be pretty cool to have.
I mean, except for it's Sega.
Well,
I mean, it is appropriate seeing how that's
Yeah.
what I played today was on the music was Sonic music.
Yeah, but you
What'd
cut
you
it off
play?
early, even though it was awesome.
Yeah, except for even Sean Capri was calling for it to be cut off because they wanted to hear Adam Leonard.
what did you play, John?
You have to go back and listen to the rest of it. I don't remember what it's called. It was something with Sega. So, I mean, did it really matter?
Oh man,
All right. Thank you very much, Jeremy.
Don't buy Sega Nomad.
No,
Point of this entire conversation. Don't purchase this.
he's got a cool carrying case.
Even you hardcore Sega collectors, don't buy this. Come on. Be
No, this is
reasonable.
bad. It's kind of funny, though.
Just buy your Atari Lynx instead. That'd be cooler to have.
All right. We have got to get out of here. I personally have got to get out of here to get to bed
Okay.
so I can wake up at 4 a.m.
Jeremy, thank you very much. Tell them where to follow you.
I'm at Trash Turkey. Post pictures of ice cream cakes.
That was
And
amazing,
other
by the way.
cakes.
Just ice cream cakes. Ice cream cakes
Ice cream
exclusively.
cakes.
It was
A
an
cake
ice
that I
cream cake in the
decorated.
shape of a turkey.
Where do you find these things? Okay. Anyway,
Baskin Robbins. Shout out. Sponsor Dayspace. Come on.
no. The individual hosts who send them, not of Dayspace Studios or any of its affiliates. Guys, thank you so much for listening to Forget Being Cool, episode 23 for July 26, 2017. I'm Dave Moore. That's Jeremy. That's John. You guys can get all our links except for him and Adam at forgetbeingcool.com, where you guys can also be powered by the Dayspace Podcast Network and get excited for the #1 rhythm gaming podcast coming back a week from today, Living Room Clutter. Oh, and I don't think anybody gets those Xbox Live codes. Jeremy, we're going to talk.
All right.
Everybody, we'll see you guys Friday morning for another Forget Being Cool. Right. I've killed my recording. I am going to kill the live recording. Hi. Wait.